Hello everyone, welcome back and merry meet. We are, I think, kind of wrapping up this series, this video series on finding our life purpose. And I wanted to round things out with, okay, now that we've thought about our life path, now that we've asked some questions, gotten a bit more detail, remember, I was very strict about we have to figure out how to use this information, right? That's what I want to focus on in this video. I have come up with, or I have a list of 8 ways of honoring our individual life paths in everyday life, in everyday activities. So, I'm going to start out by saying while it is a wonderful thing to know your life's path, it can be harder to know how to honor that path daily, right? If you are anything like me, you will have gone through copious hours of journaling and thought and potential meditation. I'm very bad at that. All these things to come up with clarity. Maybe you found it, maybe you're still working on it. But where I constantly fall flat is actually doing something with that. So when I was going through this process, I did have to remind myself to actively find ways to use all of this time and effort that I had put in. So if you find yourself stuck for ideas on what you could potentially do to honor your life path every day, especially if you are a very busy person, life, family, career, etc., then I have put together a few ideas for you. As I said, I've put together about 8 ideas for you. The first one is, of course, my ultimate favorite pastime, writing. Write in your journal, write in your scripting notebook, heck, write a book, if that appeals to you. But write. By writing in any form, with the intention of writing about your life path, you will reconnect with these ideas, these things that you came up with each time that you do it. So consistent writing is good in this case. You can use something like journaling to chronicle all the things that you have accomplished in pursuing your life path. So you can do it in journal format, you can do it in your planner, you can have like a habit tracker, you can, however you want to do it, this is a very good way to keep track. And me personally, in my journal, I have started to incorporate a review day in the week. So I force myself to go back and look at, what did I say I was going to do this week? Did I actually do it? What can I do different next week? So get yourself into the habit of reviewing that way. Number 2, have a conversation. Now what this means is sharing your thoughts and ideas about your life path with others. Do be careful who you choose to share with. Not everyone is so open-minded and not everyone is supportive. So try to choose friends, family members, etc., who you believe have similar thoughts and ideas on the idea of a life path, or at least having ultimate goals in life. Number 3 is the item that I said I was not good at, meditation. I have been trying, but I have a very chattery mind, so it's a bit difficult for me. But this is very helpful once you have an idea of your life path, to take the time when you have it to try and sit quietly and allow space for whatever comes into your mind. I have found that this can work in 2 ways. One is you can try to focus specifically on an aspect of your life path that you want to delve into further, right? Focus on that. If you don't have any specific thing, that you want to focus on for your meditation of the day, it's sometimes good to just focus on relaxing, on just breathing. And you will find that when you do that, sometimes you have these little flashes of insight, right? And that is kind of the ultimate goal in this case. You have these little flashes of insight that will help you to delve deeper into what you ought to be doing, how to move forward if you're in a place where you're stuck on your progress, things like that. All right, so that was number 3, meditate. Number 4 is visualize. This is very similar to number 3, and it may be easier or more difficult for you. It depends on the person. As a kid, I daydreamed all the time. I was always with my head in the clouds. So visualizing is not necessarily a difficult thing for me, except of course when I attempt to do it. Then it becomes difficult all of a sudden. But the goal of visualization is to think about something you want to accomplish, for example, and come up with such a detailed daydream of it that you can actually interpret things through the senses. Like if I'm walking through a lilac field, I love lilacs, then I can actually smell the lilacs. If you want to hold your best-selling novel in your hand, then you can feel that book in your hand. That sort of thing. Daydream it as realistically as you can, because this visualization exercise will start to impress your mind with these goals, and you will see that they will start to manifest really in your life. So visualization can be a very good tool, and it is something that you can do at any time. So it's a good one for adding into your daily routine. 5. Again, I should have, numbered these ahead of time. Learn something new. This one is near and dear to me because I should have been an academic. I could have stayed in school forever. I love school. I love universities. I love all of it. But when you learn things, you're keeping your mind constantly active. And not only is this very good for your health overall, this will also help lead you toward your goals and that end of your life path, because you will be attaining new skills that will help you do the things that you want to do. So for example, if I want to be a writer, if I want to be a writer, but I know that my grammar skills are not that great, or I don't know how to structure a book. I want to write a full-length book, but I never have. It would be a good idea to either read a book on the topic, take a class on the topic, join a writing group, anything like that. Do things that are that complement the things that are important in your life, that line up with your values, and that can continue to move you along your life path. If you do that, it's never going to be a waste to learn something. And I think in general, it never is. But especially so if you can check off these, make these tick marks that everything I do for learning this skill is moving me closer to my end goal. Next, we have craft a mission statement. I put this on here more because I believe it's useful, not because I particularly like the exercise. I have done these many times in the past for different previous careers, and I never enjoyed them. But the thing that is helpful about crafting a mission statement is that it clarifies for you, it forces you to clarify these thoughts and ideas you've had rolling around in your head about, okay, this is my life path, these are my values, this is my end result, this is what I want to do. You may have an idea of that in your head, but you may find when you sit to write it, it's not that clear. So this is where it's helpful. By writing it out, you are forced then to find that clarity. Also, by writing it out, now you have something tangible that you can keep in front of you, literally or figuratively, but you have something that you can print out, write out, paste it on the wall, do whatever you need to do to keep it front and center to remind you every day of what you should be doing according to you. This is important because if we are not used to doing this, if we're not used to behaving in this way, we have to form the habit. Otherwise, we will just slip back into whatever else everyone else wants us to do. All right, and lastly, number 8, become inspired. What do I mean by that? I mean, who else? Think about other people who may have a similar life path to yours. Meaning, is there anyone you admire in life from this era or any other era? Maybe a family member or someone in history who you really admired, or a mentor that you have. Who can you look to for inspiration? Go find biographies, go chat with that family member, have regular meetings with your mentor, things like that, to constantly keep you in that frame of mind of what you're working toward. Because if you can see something similar to your end goal in the people or thoughts of people that you surround yourself with, then it will be easier to move into that role yourself. So this one is also important. Oops, wait, I think I counted wrong. That was number 7. Now we're on number 8, which is giving yourself time. I mentioned throughout that this is not meant to be a 5-minute process, a 5-minute little exercise. It will take time. If you're anything like me, it will take a lot of time. It will take multiple revisions. Hopefully it doesn't take you quite as long as me, but it can. And that is perfectly fine. Again, remember that the life path is malleable. It will change over time, whether you want it to or not. That's not a bad thing. You can take as much time as you need or want until you are satisfied with the end result and with the direction that your life is going. Once you are clear and happy about the direction you are going in, stick to it. If you ever feel as though things are losing steam, you're falling off track somehow, some way, things are not going correctly anymore, that would be a very good time to go back and review. You know, look at oh wait, maybe I made a turn over here that I wasn't realizing, and did I make a wrong turn, or is that okay? You just have to reevaluate every so often. But due to the nature of the life path, there is a time commitment involved, meaning specifically your life. Your lifespan is involved in this. So don't think that you have to come up with all of the answers all at once. You can always come back and look at it again. All right, so those were poorly numbered, but those were my 8 ways of potentially honoring your life path in your everyday activities. Let me know if any of those spoke to you specifically. Let me know if there are any other ways that you would like to, or you would probably honor your life path, or other things that you would like me to look at and create additional videos on. So the main thing to remember in all of this is to just stick with it. Figure out, understand what your values are and always refer back to them. Always, always refer back to them in everything that you do. If you can manage that, if you can get good at that, then I have no doubt that you will truly be living your life's purpose, your best life, and you will be on track with your life path. And I think that's it. That is it for what I wanted to talk about in this segment. As a reminder, I do have additional resources for you that go into more detail on different aspects of this life path talk, which I did not decide to include because I do want to go on to other themes and other activities. So make sure you check the resources linked in the description, and until the next time, everyone, blessed be.